why. Ain't know why. Everybody 50 concerts, and I think it was going to take him 50 days. Upon his passing, they compiled all the behind-the-scenes footage of him rehearsing, getting ready for these shows. People didn't use that as an opportunity to take a shot at Prince. But why is everybody using this documentary to take a shot at LeBron James? I get it, David Blatt. You probably believe that the reason you lost your job in Cleveland was because of LeBron James. But what we do know about LeBron James, he's been one of the most unselfish, all-time, historically great players in the history of the game. Many rag on him for passing too much. Why would you pass that shot up to Udonis Haslem? Why would you pass that ball to Kyle Korver? Why would you pass that ball to George Hill? And now he's selfish? Wow. This thing really hurt. I can tell that David Blatt is really hurt about how it ended in Cleveland, because how you know what Michael Jordan was like? Now, it's been documented in the last one. He wasn't very fond of the triangle offense in the beginning because it was taking the ball out of his hand. We saw in the championship game in 91, their first finals, Phil Jackson had to implore him, you got to trust John Paxson. You've got to pass him the ball because they're doubling and triple teaming you. When have you ever heard somebody say that to LeBron? If anything that's like LeBron, you got to take that shot. You're the best player on the team. Don't be such a willing passer of the basketball. And now all of a sudden LeBron is selfish. Okay, yeah, if you mean selfish by saying, hell no, Kyrie ain't taking the last shot, I'm taking it. Yeah, he's selfish, and he should have been. That's dumb on your part. Man, this is ridiculous. And everybody, well, LeBron is the 19th greatest player of all time. LeBron wouldn't have been able to survive. This is not about LeBron. This is Michael Jordan's documentary. It's highlighting what transpired in the last season. Yes, they're going back and talking about some of the trials and tribulations that he had to overcome in order to ultimately win the championship. And it's documenting the last season, 1998. But Skip, this is enough of this bull jive now. Everybody wants to take their pound of flesh now. See?
This is opening the eyes of the Undisputed faithful to the fact that Jordan clearly was better than LeBron. And our fans, our viewers, are getting beaten over the heads with it day after day after day, enlightened over, oh, yeah, Jordan did that, and he was that, and he was that, and that, and that, and that. We cannot go another day without another shot taken at LeBron, or should I say, another kudo thrown to Michael Jordan. And I just, in recent memory here, just in the last week or so, we had Michael Malone, the coach of the Denver Nuggets, take a shot at LeBron saying that he does not have the killer mentality that Jordan had. I've been saying that for what, 15 years on national TV? It's the biggest duh in the history of sports. And finally, people are awakened to the, oh, yeah. And when a rival coach of a very good team in Denver goes on the record with it, you're like, yeah, okay. Now it's starting to hit home. And when Dennis Rodman, a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, and for a 5-year stretch, the best defensive player in basketball, says, yeah, I could shut down LeBron. Obviously, when Dennis was in his defensive prime, yeah, he could have, because he simplified it by saying LeBron's game is really simple. He doesn't have any moves. Yeah, he's a great driver of the basketball, but if you keep him from the rim, is he a great shooter? No, he's a below-average shooter, certainly by superstar standards. And now we start to get to the intangibles.
Skip, can I just say one thing? Why does everybody got to preface everything with an if? If the ball didn't go in the basket when Steph Curry shot the three, he wouldn't be the greatest distance shooter of all time. If Shannon Sharp had Jeff Bezos money, he would be the world's richest man. Don't use caveats. Don't use caveats. Don't say if you keep him from the basket. That's your job. And what about Larry Bird? Cook Dennis Rodman. Do you remember, Skip? Before they got over the hill, cook Dennis Rodman. 37-99 in 87. You remember it like it was yesterday. Cooked him in the game 7. Cooked him. And he got in trouble because he said if Larry Bird was black, he would just be another guy. You remember that.
What did I tell you yesterday?
Huh?
Larry Bird was better than LeBron. I told you that yesterday, sitting right here in this chair. I told you. Larry Bird had 30,000 moves that LeBron never dreamed of. Larry Bird was maybe as clever and creative a scorer as I can ever remember. Not as athletic as LeBron, but you want to talk about this and that and moves and shooting? Oh, Lord have mercy. He could have shot LeBron out of the gym. Now back to David Blatt's contention. Let's break it down. Intangibles. What is happening here? The first thing David Blatt said was, Michael won the most championships with one team. That's a powerful statement from a David Blatt, who I remind everybody is the most decorated international coach ever. Not even close. Not in the NBA, because he lasted his season and just a few games with LeBron. That was LeBron's fault. But outside of this country, around the world, where basketball is global, just check it out. David Blatt has won everything you can ever win. He's won multiple EuroLeague titles. He's won multiple EuroLeague Coach of the Years. He's won the Italy Championship, the Israel Championship, the FIBA Championship multiple times. He is an all-time great. He is the greatest coach outside the confines of the NBA. Now, Jordan won multiple championships with one team, the most. So what does that tell you about LeBron? David Blatt is saying, well, wait a second. He had to take his talents to South Beach. And then he had to, wait a second, he had to leave his best friend, Dwayne Wade, high and dry on South Beach and take his talents back to Cleveland to join forces with Kyrie and Kevin Love. David Blatt happened to be the first-year coach of that team. And when that ultimately didn't work out and Kyrie took his talents to Boston, then LeBron had to go Michael B. Jordan and go to Hollywood. And then he struck out in Hollywood and missed the playoffs, and his team went 28-27 in the games that he started for his first-year Lakers. And he had to power play the move of the year to get Anthony Davis to come from New Orleans to give him the help that he needs as a co-star